Well, it's about 7:30 a.m. on the third day, and I've already gotten into my first fish. I was sitting here eating breakfast, and I heard a big kerplosh, and so I put on my polarized lenses, and sure enough, a fish came into view. Ran and got my rod, ran down to the lake, and I was able to hook that fish. I didn't land him, and it turns out I had a knot in my fly line, and so when he went and ran, it basically snapped off because the fly line grabbed suddenly, which is unfortunate, but it was unexpected, so it was fun. Early on the third day, and I'm already seeing fish. I'm walking the bank looking for cruising fish, and I'm not seeing any. It's a little bit deeper here, so I may try to prospect a little bit. So the funniest thing just happened. I'm fishing two flies right now. I'm fishing the beadhead, soft tackle beadhead hare's ear that I always fish, and I'm fishing a stillwater nymph. I'm prospecting here on just opposite of my, I don't know, you can maybe see it off in the distance between the two trees is my tent. Anyway, so I hook a fish and I'm bringing it in, and as I'm bringing it in, I notice another fish is chasing it. Well, what does that second fish do? It takes my second fly, and so both fish go into two separate directions and I lose both of them. So I'm still walking the bank. I've seen maybe one fish this entire time. I've been out here now, I guess it's about 10:30, so for about 3 hours. I saw a fish in here. I made a dozen casts to him and just wasn't interested. But I'll keep going around the lake. Well, it's 11:45 and I've hooked 6 fish, haven't landed a single one. I'm seeing lots of calabatus, lots of damsels, which is what I expected, and that's what I'm fishing. I'm just not seeing any active cruising fish, and I'm not having much luck prospecting. So at Emigrant Lake, I was fishing a size 12 black gnat, and this is why. I've decided to call it a day on this lake. It's still pretty early. It's 12:30, and Twin Lakes are just a mile away according to the map, and it's all downhill. So I figure I'll go check out those lakes. Presumably that's where I'm supposed to be going, but I've lost the trail. As you can see, I guess it doesn't get much use. So that's what I came down, hit this water. The map says it goes this way, I think. I'm going on the other side of this brush and see if there's a trail. Okay, that could be a trail. This could be a trail. That's some big old scat. It's relatively fresh too. Here we go. Okay. You know what? I think this is more work than I want to put into this. So I'm back at my lake. I decided that there was just too much route finding going on for me to feel comfortable coming back up that trail in the dark, which was a very real possibility. So decided to go to a lake above the lake that I'm camping at, Bigelow Lake, and it's about the same distance. It's about a mile. I'm familiar with that trail, so I don't have to worry about getting lost in the dark if that should come to pass. I also don't have to worry about large mammals with very large scat. In general, the Sierra has black bears. I'm not really too concerned with black bears as long as I don't run into a bear and its cub. I was thinking about that last night. I put my bear canister fairly close to my tent, which is something I don't normally do, but the spot that I chose was like the no-brainer spot to put your bear canister, right? I mean, I like to put my bear canister somewhere where if the bear is going to get to it, it's going to have to make a lot of noise and wake me up, and then I can come scared away. I was thinking last night, well, that thing is about 20 feet from your tent. It's probably not a good idea to pop your head out of the tent if there's a bear and their cubs sitting there. That might spook them and result in the wrong reaction. So here's my lake, and there's my tent. Maybe I'll throw a couple casts where I caught those fish earlier today, since that's on the way to where I'm going. The trail to Bigelow, for the most part, is easier to follow, although there is some overgrowth. It's used enough that it's easy to follow. That trail down to Twin, it's not used that much, and there are two other ways in there, and I just don't feel up to it this trip, especially today. Today was supposed to be my rest day, and I'm doing more work than I had planned. But I also came to the realization yesterday that going down to Twin was not going to be the trip that I wanted. I had originally planned for 6 days. I got in a day late, and I have to be home on Friday, unfortunately. So Twin was supposed to be a two-day trip because there are two lakes. That's why it's called Twin. So today I was just going to go down just to check it out, to see if it was worth going down there tomorrow as a day trip. And you know, it's been 2 lakes. We really need to do an overnighter, where I had planned 2 nights. In any case, I'll fish Bigelow, and then I'll probably pack it up and try to head into sheep camp tomorrow. The weather holds. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It's kind of dark, but it doesn't look real stormy, and the barometric pressure hasn't changed all day, so I don't know, it's odd. But if I can get the sheep camp tomorrow, there's a stream there I brought a 7-foot rod. I can fish that stream, then wake up early on Thursday and make the 5-hour hike back to the car and surprise my wife. I do that every once in a while. I'll go out on a trip and I'll come back a day early. So it used to be a surprise, now I think she expects it. That's usually my campsite. Welcome to Bigelow Lake. It's a brook trout lake, maybe up to 15 inches. Oh, looks like there's somebody fishing over there. To the far right, there's a good, I don't know, maybe that's just a tree. There's a good weed bed, so I'm going to head over there. Oh, mosquitoes here are almost as bad as Emigrant Lake. Last time I was here, there was good fishing all along this bank, up in there, and in that cove. So I've walked around the lake and made it to the submerged weed bed that I remember fishing last time. Fishing here was really good as I recall, so I'll give this a shot. The weed bed pays off. It's quite a ways out there. It's like way out there, and I didn't know if I'd be able to cast that far, but yep. Look at those colors. Pretty predictable pattern here. I cast it out as far as I can into that weed bed, and then two quick strips, and then a long pull, and that's all it takes. For those that don't know, you can tell a brook trout by the red spots inside the blue spots. I've moved further down the bank. There's this channel here. I figure I'd check out the channel, and then there's another lake right above this one. Last time I was here there weren't any fish in there, but we'll see if there's fish there. I don't know if this lake has a name. You can see it's kind of blue. It's got that that aqua blue, that glacial tint to it. And you can also see that it's fairly barren. I mean, there's not much vegetation, probably not much insect life. There were reports of big fish in here, but last time I was here I didn't see any. A lake like this, you would expect to see cruising fish. The lake is so sterile that most of the food is going to come from upslope blow-in, which means that in the afternoon, convection currents basically pull insects from the valley and deposit them in these lakes. And that's one of the reasons why fishing a dry fly is so effective. on these high country lakes, especially lakes like these. I mean, there is no vegetation whatsoever. You might get midges in a place like this, but if there are fish here, they're going to be cruising the shallows looking for food to blow in. So I went to the lake and I just kept walking to see where it would go, and I see out in the distance it looks like it's going to take me to the left side of the lake that I was staying at, but there's no good way to get down from here, I'm sure. That haze, I'm thinking that's smoke. There have been several forest fires, and when I came up I could smell it at the lower elevations, but I couldn't smell it up here, so at first I didn't think it was smoke, but now I'm thinking it's smoke. I think I need to go that way. And as you can see, the terrain around here is starting to sort of dip and dive, and so I think I am better off going this way. It looks like it's mostly up with just a few little valleys, and then once I get to the peak there, I can come down the other side of Bigelow. I've done that before. I'm pretty sure I've been up there before, so I've got a fairly good idea where I am. Wow, there are an awful lot of these little lakelets all scattered throughout here. Now, I'm hoping I can go straight that way without running into water. So I'm back at the lake, Bigelow Lake that is, and instead of going down here, I think I'm going to keep going across this ridgeline and then go down a little bit farther down. I'm so glad I came up here today. Twin lakes would have been very similar, but you know, to come here and catch those brook trout and then just sort of meander through all this granite, it's just absolutely breathtaking. There's the bigger of the two twin lakes off in the distance. Now, I've hiked out along this ridge line over to that point there a couple of years ago, and you get a view of my campsite, and then of course all the other lakes that are in the area, Huckleberry and Twin and so forth. There's the trail, so I think I'll start making my way down that way and sort of hit it diagonally. Absolutely magnificent. Over there is the pass to Snow Lake. Well, I haven't gone down yet. I just keep walking this ridgeline. The views are amazing. Just when you think you reach the top, there's more. Okay, so I've got to start backtracking a little bit and heading down, or I'm gonna miss the trail. Back at the lake.